must not go back on privatization. It is a sensible way to go. And we must be inspired by the successes that we have had in areas where we have previously privatized. Media, banking, telecoms, they have brought some successes, and we must be inspired by them. But like every legislation, it cannot fully anticipate the future. So 8 years after the law, 3 years after privatization, new issues are developing that challenge us to introspect, to review, and possibly to intervene by legislative action to strengthen, not to stifle, the privatization. Some of the issues that have arisen are an increasing number of court cases, which wasn't there before. And that has its consequence in terms of pressure, difficulty of implementing policies, injunctive orders. My proposal is for Parliament to review, and we cannot stifle rights of people. That is not what I'm suggesting. But we must find ways to make sure that where issues really arise, there must be more business-like mechanisms for resolving them, such as arbitration and those kind of things, rather than protracted court cases.
We've got Dr. Yemi Oke, who is an associate professor of energy and electricity law, University of Lagos. Thank you for coming on this morning.
It's a pleasure having me.
The comments lately we hear from the Minister of Power, Works and Housing about the privatization. Do you consider that as a recant?
Thank you very much. Precisely. We've said several times here that the privatization of the power sector, ill-conceived, perhaps fraudulently delivered.
Wow.
I chose my word carefully. Not fraud in the sense of stealing money, but then if things are not properly done, questionable bidding exercise, who won what and how. The problem we have in this sector is the same thing. And we've said it over and over again, and we're definitely not tired of saying it. One, the entire privatization of the power sector is faulty. Two, the legal and regulatory platform on which it stood and is still being run is faulty and questionable. Three, we have not sufficiently engaged the dimensions of the sector. That is the legal and regulatory dimension of the power sector. There's a business angle to the power sector, and there is a social component of the power sector. We tend to now focus more on the business side of the power sector. Little relatively done about the social dimension of it, knowing essentially that we're coming from a regime of power, electricity as a kind of social intervention program. Power was a kind of social intervention. When the government provides power, virtually people are not even paying. People were home bills then during the days of NEPA. Then we started backing off in the realm of PSN. But now we are saying, now, cost reflective. We need money. Pay more for what you are consuming. And I say, yes, fine. That's logical. That's what is done all over the world. But paying for what? Are you asking me to pay more for darkness? Are you asking me to pay money for what power that service not rendered to me? That's why I said in this studio that it is criminal to pay